in a job. Now, if you think there's security in a job, you lose your job, you're toast, because then you're going to be totally demoralized. If you haven't got security inside, you haven't got it. That's an inside job. I'll give this up, but what about, no. Let go. When you're going ahead, the only thing you can measure is what you're giving up. What about what's coming? You know what's coming? What you want. But you've got to be able to pay the price. You've got to have guts. If you haven't got guts, you don't deserve it. You think when a person getting terrible results that they know they're doing something wrong. You know something? A lot of people don't know. It wasn't too long before I wouldn't have known that. They're getting bad results. They're trying to pretend like they're getting good results. They're putting on a front because they are afraid of what you think. I was at the point now where I really didn't care too much about what people thought. I was learning what was really important is what I think. The results always tell the truth. I don't care why you say you're getting them. The results tell the truth. What's going on outside is a reflection of what's going on inside. James Allen put it very well. He said, mind is the master power that molds and makes, and man is mind. And evermore he takes the tool of thought and shaping what he wills, brings forth 1,000 joys, 1,000 ills. We think in secret, and it comes to pass. Environment is but our looking glass. The world's telling us what's going on inside, because what's going on outside is a reflection of what's going on inside. If you don't like what's going on outside, you better change the inside. And if you don't know how to do that, you better learn how to do it, because the outside isn't going to change until you do it. You can blame other people. You can blame the company. You can blame the country. You can blame the politicians. If it's not going right outside, it's what's going on inside. This is very important we understand this. I remember when I walked in, there was a biblical quotation on the wall. It says, seest thou a man diligent in his business, and he'll stand before kings. And there was a picture of Earl being presented to Queen Elizabeth. So I thought, that's accurate, literally, right up to today. He was diligent in his business. Here he was, standing before the Queen of England. Now, some people say, well, that's no big deal. Well, but it makes that biblical quotation literally accurate. And I remember when I was leaving, I said, Earl, what's the big deal? He made me feel pretty comfortable real fast. He said, there isn't any big deal. He said, there isn't any secret. Now, of course, I knew that from his record, the strangest secret. He says it's strange because there isn't a secret. He said, the real trick is to figure out what you love to do and then dedicate your life to it. And he started to teach me some things. And everything I had studied over 10 years, it was all coming together. I could walk by you and I can tell you what you're like. If we're in a dark room and I shook hands with you, I could describe your personality very, very accurately. What's going on the inside shows on the outside. That thing sitting in the chair with you, you call your body, it's an instrument of the mind. It obeys the operations of the mind. Your body tells a story. Life is very short. You're not here for a long time. You're only here for a short time. Every one of us are hardwired to do something phenomenal with our life. We're God's highest form of creation. We should start doing it. Hill points out right there, what do you need? You need specialized knowledge. Then he points out here, he said, before you can be sure of your ability to transmute desire into its monetary equivalent, you will require specialized knowledge. Ray pointed this out to me. He said, look at this. He said, the accumulation of great fortunes calls for power. Now, prior to that, what did he say? He said, you need specialized knowledge. However, down further, here he points out, the accumulation of great fortunes calls for power. And power is acquired through highly organized and intelligently directed specialized knowledge, but that knowledge does not necessarily have to be in the possession of the person who accumulates the fortune. Do you know what you need? You need a team. You need a damn good team of people, and you need to trust them. And if they betray you, you kill them. Mentally, they're gone from your mind. You do not let the betrayal stick in your mind, and you don't let them stick in your mind. You mentally kill them. Let it go. Forgive it. That's what forgive means, to let go of completely, abandon any situation. He said there's a three-step approach. It is what it is, accept it. It's either going to control you or you're going to control it. It is what it is, accept it. It's either going to control you or you're going to control it. Number two, harvest the good. Harvest the good. I love the term harvest. You can see yourself out looking for the good and bringing it in. Harvest the good. There's good in everything. And the more you look for, the more you're going to find. And number three, forgive all the rest. Forgive all the rest. Abandon, let it go. You don't have to carry it with you. You don't stop trusting just because you are betrayed. Mentally, let it go. You don't have to know how to do everything. Get your ego out of the road. Subject yourself to the brilliance of other people. Make up your mind what you're going to do, and then get really good at what you're doing. Absolutely tackle it. Get really good at it. This is very important. I want you to listen very carefully. Money is extremely important. Now, you do not sacrifice your integrity or your good name for money. As a matter of fact, if you do, you probably won't do as well. You've got to do it right. You've got to play by the rules. You've got to do it by law. But you've got to know that you are worth an absolute fortune. So you have to ask, what are you selling it for? Now, Hill talks about it, and earning money it's an attitude. He said, when money comes in quantities known as the big money, it flows to the one who accumulates it as easily as water flows downhill. Imagine that. Imagine water flowing downhill. No problem. It'll get around anything, go over under it, but it will get downhill. You know, he says there exists a great stream, an unseen stream of power. Now think of this. There exists a great unseen stream of power which may be compared to a river, except one side flows in one direction, carrying all who get into that side of the stream onward and upward to wealth. The other side flows in the other direction, carrying all who are unfortunate enough to get into it and not able to extricate themselves from it downward to misery and poverty. And we see a lot of people that are caught up on that side of the stream. He said, every person who has accumulated a great fortune has recognized the existence of this stream of life. It consists of one's thinking process. You've got to ask yourself, how do you think about this? How do you think about that? If you're troubled, how are you thinking about it? If you're entertaining trouble, you're going to create more of the same. The positive emotions of thought form the side of the stream which carries one to fortune. The negative emotions form the side which carries people down to poverty. Now, he said this carries a thought of stupendous importance to the person who is following this with the object of accumulating a fortune. If you are in the side of the stream of power which leads to poverty, this may serve as an oar by which you may propel yourself over to the other side of the stream. It can serve you only through application and use. Merely reading and passing judgment on it, either one way or another, will in no way benefit you. Poverty and riches often change places. Poverty may, and generally does, voluntarily take the place of riches. When riches take the place of poverty, the change is usually brought about through well-conceived and carefully executed plans. Poverty needs no plan. It needs no one to aid it, because it is bold and ruthless. Riches are shy and timid. They have to be attracted. How do you attract them? You got to get in harmony with them. You're dealing with energy. The only energy you can attract is the energy that you're in harmonious vibration with. If you're letting your present results, which may be poverty, control your thinking, you're going to create more of the same. If you're on the side of the stream which leads to poverty, this may serve as an oar. It'll propel you to the other side of the stream. That's what Matrix is about. I want you to really think of yourself. There's something so phenomenal about you that no one can properly even describe it. You could be speaking in superlatives all day long, and you're still going to fall short in describing you, the real you. He says, poverty needs no plan. It needs no one to aid it because it is bold and ruthless. Then he points out, he says, when riches take the place of poverty, the change is usually brought about through well-conceived and carefully executed plans. Do it until you find out I'm lying or I don't know what I'm talking about. I have just learned that there's certain laws that govern this universe. What you're looking at there is not electricity. What you're looking at is an expression of electricity. If you're working with electricity, you have to work from a higher to a lower potential. If you want more light, put in a bigger bulb, get a bigger transformer. Nobody knows what electricity is. The only thing we do know is the laws by which it operates. Well, there's a power flowing to and through you, and it always works from a higher to a lower potential. And the only limit put on the power is the limit placed on the form through which it's flowing. This is the form through which it's flowing. It's the thoughts that you think.
All right, guys. So we're going to get this call started here in 2 minutes. 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. I was just giving everybody a chance. I know it's early here in Vegas, but I wanted to spread the word in all the chats. If you guys can, spread the word in all the chats. Let everybody know that Mornings with Nano is live. We're here. We're doing it. And I'm super excited for it. I'm really looking forward to this call. I think we're almost ready. Just trying to set it up here on my side. Let me see. Is this a good view right here? Nah, it's kind of dark. Let me change it. Not to change it. All right, this is better. Yeah, this is definitely better. Let me just move this over. Close this. There you go. All right, guys, welcome to Mornings with Nano. I am so excited. I'm so blessed to be up. Can I get some big smiles in the chat? Yes. Big smiles. Super excited. My brother Santos was good, bro. My brother miss you more. I'll be in New York soon, bro. So I hope to see you when I'm out there. But super excited to be on this call, guys. I'm happy. I'm blessed. I am always looking forward to jump on mornings with Nano. I missed my family yesterday, but I know that Mina came in and killed it. I was able to watch a pretty good amount of it before we took off. So I know she came through and showed love. She was dropping some really, really good value, guys. I hope you guys were able to get value from Mina. Mina was phenomenal. And honestly, I don't know about you guys, but she gave me a breakthrough on that call. No cap. She gave me a breakthrough on that call. I was like, man, she not only was I impressed with the information that she was speaking, but I was like, yo, this is really, really good stuff. This is like when she was going into the science behind all of this stuff, like it was amazing stuff. So I'm glad that I was able to bring somebody that can bring a lot of value to you guys, and that's how it is right there. I ended up recording it. Yes, it was recorded. It was recorded to my cloud, so I got to transfer it over now from my cloud and then be able to put it on YouTube. So I'm gonna see how I do that. I'm gonna put somebody in charge of that really quick. But I'm just super excited for everything that's happening today. Everything is going in my favor. Everything always works in my favor. I'm always expecting miracles and I'm getting miracles. Today is Christmas, and it is so amazing how blessed we are. I'm so grateful that I get to wake up at 6 in the morning, to do mornings with Nano out here in Vegas. We came out here for a chairman meeting, and man, it is just so amazing. I love waking up early, so this is easy for me. Like showing up early for my family, that's the least I could do, right? That's the least I could do for my family. So I'm excited, and I'm also excited to continue to read this book, guys. So, I want to get right into it, but before we do so, can we put what's one thing that you guys are grateful for in the chat box? One thing that you guys are grateful for in the chat box. This is the view from my room right here. I don't know if you guys ever been to Vegas, but this is what it looks like right here. I don't have the Bellagio view, but I have this view. I can see the airport from here. Pretty cool. That thing down there is pretty cool. There's a pool down there. I kind of have like the pool view over here. Still pretty cool stuff. Nobody's out here though. In Vegas, like everybody's. You'd be surprised though. There's a lot of people up right now, but everybody's in the casinos out here. So if you've never been to Vegas, good place. I don't recommend it for a long time. I think Vegas is just a good day for like a weekend, and that's it. A lot of low vibrations out here, but still a nice place though. But extremely grateful for God, extremely grateful for my family, my mom, my dad, my little brother, my goddaughter Dariana. I'm extremely grateful for my health. I'm extremely grateful for Katie. I'm grateful for my team, the leaders within my organization, everyone in the Leadership Academy and the Dynasty. I'm extremely grateful for the book, the mentors that I have: Matt Rosa, Matt Gribby, Darwin Lopez, Jason Brown, Alex Morton, and I'm super excited for it. So let me send out one last message and let everybody know that we're live, and then we're ready to go. We are ready to go. So let's spread that word, family. If anybody's not on, spread it now, because here we go. Okay, I think I just spread the word everywhere. There we go. I don't want nobody to miss this call today. We have chapter 19 and chapter 20 today. So I'm really looking forward to it. Let me go live on the IG real quick one time. And we are here. Let's run it. Power of awareness. We are on chapter 19 and 20. That's the two chapters we are covering today. Chapter 19 and chapter 20. All right, fam. So let's get this rocking. I'm excited, I'm blessed, and I'm looking forward to it. All right, guys. So as you guys know, we've been going over this book right here, The Power of Awareness. And it's been a phenomenal book. We're more than halfway done with the book. This book has 27 chapters. Today, we're going to be going over chapter 19 and chapter 20. So that'll put us at only 7 chapters left to finish the book. And like we usually do, we're going to read through it together, cover it together, study some of the sentences together. But just know, guys, like, I really want you guys to study this book really, really deep. It's not just, I know that we're just going through it and we're finishing it up, but trust me, this is a book that we're going to have to go back and read multiple times. This is going to have to be a book that we go back and actually take the time with and understand it on a different level. And that's what I'm super excited to see when you guys actually, do that, because that's what I'm going to do. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to sit down and master this book no matter what it takes. After this time reading it, I know that this is everything I need. And it makes sense why Matt always used to tell me, he used to be like, bro, honestly, that's the only book that you really need to read. And I used to be like, yeah, I feel you on that. But I feel like I still need to read other books. You're like, bro, trust me. Right now, your only focus should be those books, and now I understand why. So, this is key right here, and I'm ready to get right into it. All right. So we're on chapter 19, Essentials. We're at the top of page 66. I know it doesn't say the page number if you have this one, but it's page 66 because the next one is 67. So Essentials. Let's talk about it, family. So this is key. Listen to it. The essential points in the successful use of the law of assumptions are these. First and above all, yearning, longing, intense burning desire. With all your heart, you must want to be different from what you are. Intense burning desire is the mainspring of action, the beginning of all successful ventures. In every great passion, desire is concentrated. Now, before we continue, we all know in the book, Think and Grow Rich. Put a one in the chat box if anyone in here has read the book, Think and Grow Rich. If you've read the book, Think and Grow Rich, put a one in the chat box really quick. Right? Okay, a few of us, right? A few of us have definitely read it. Now, in the book, Think and Grow Rich, one of the very first chapters is desire. Right? One of the very first chapters is desire. Okay. And like he says in the book, desire is the starting point of all achievement. And Think and Grow Rich. Desire is the starting point of all achievement. So, what is he saying to you guys before we continue? You must have a deep, burning desire to want to change your situation. You understand what I'm saying? And this is really the key. All right. You have to really, you can't just want to be successful. You can't just want to make a few $100s. You can't just want to be a successful entrepreneur or network marketer. You can't just want that, right? You need to desire it. You have to be somebody that every single day, no matter what it takes, you're going to be willing to do whatever it takes to get yourself to another level. Love you, Kenneth. You're my brother for life. And that's the key. That's what I want you guys to understand. You see, I had a burning desire for the life that I'm living now. I had a deep burning desire. That's what he's talking about right here. He said the essential points in the successful use of the law of assumptions are these. He says yearning, longing, and an intense burning desire. Okay. With all your heart, you must want to be different from what you are. With all your heart, with everything that you got inside of you, you have to have a burning desire. Okay. This is the key. This is the foundation. He's basically reminding us of all the foundational things that you need in order for you to make it in life. You got to make it in life. And if you want to make it, you got to have that burning desire. That's what most people are missing. Enough people are not they don't want what they say they want as bad as they say they want it, right? You guys ever heard, Eric Thomas talk about it? You gotta bat it. You gotta want it as bad as you want to breathe, right? It's the same. That's basically saying a burning desire. If you want your success, if you want to change your situation as bad as you want to breathe, then that's when you'll be successful. Eric Thomas said that, right? Well, this is just another way for us to say it right here is the burning desire. So he says, intense burning desire is the mainspring of action. So if you catch yourself being lazy, if you catch yourself, not doing the work that's required, if you catch yourself, going weeks without, staying consistent on what it is that you want, then you don't have a burning desire for what you want. Because me, you could tell I have a burning desire, right? Look, I'm up 6 a.m. Tuesday out here in Vegas, burning desire to make an impact, burning desire to serve my purpose. I have a burning desire. It doesn't matter what time it is. It doesn't matter that I fell asleep at 1, 2 a.m. last night and I'm only running on 4 hours of sleep. It doesn't matter because you know what? I have a burning desire. I could wake up energy. You can't even tell that I just woke up 20 minutes ago. You can't even tell in my eyes because I'm already in that mode. I already turned on that switch. I'm already locked all the way in because you know why? Because I have a burning desire for what I do. I don't just do this to do it. I didn't jump on this call like, yeah, guys, I'm so tired right now. I just woke up at 6 a.m. No, I woke up and I'm here. I'm ready to go. I'm jumpy. I did a few push-ups. I can't wait to pour into the family because I have a burning desire for this. You understand what I'm saying? It's a burning desire to want to make an impact on people. And that's really the key right there, guys. So he said, in every great passion, desire is concentrated. Now let's say right here, as the heart panteth after the water brooks, so panteth my soul after thee, O God. Blessed are they that hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Wow. That's powerful right there. Listen to that. Listen to that verse right there. Blessed are they that hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Let's see what he says. He says, here the soul is interpreted as the sum total of all you believe, think, feel, and accept as true. Let me repeat that again because this is powerful stuff. Here, the soul is interpreted as the sum total of all you believe, think, feel, and accept as true. In other words, your present level of awareness. God means I am the source and fulfillment of all desire. This quotation describes how your present level of awareness longs to transcend itself. Righteousness is the consciousness of already being what you want to be. Second, cultivate physical immobility, a physical incapability, no, a physical incapacity, not unlike the state described by Keats in his Ode to a Nightingale. Wow, Nightingale is described in this book. A drowsy numbness pains my senses as though of hemlock I had drunk. So let's see what he says. He said, it is a state of akin to sleep, but one in which you are still in control of the direction of attention. You must learn to induce this state at will, but experience has taught that it is more easily induced after a substantial meal, or when you wake up, or when you wake in the morning feeling very loth to arise. Then you are naturally disposed to enter this state. The value of physical immobility shows itself in the accumulation of mental force, which absolute stillness brings with it. It increases your power of concentration. Okay. So I understood this on a different level, right? And this is key right here. If we go back at the top right here, you should highlight where it says, God means I am. Okay. God means I am the source and fulfillment of all desire. That's why they say be careful. All right. Be careful what you say after I am. Because a lot of people are so quick to say, I am stressed, I am overwhelmed, I am sad, I am not where I want to be. This, you hear so many people say these words, but remember, if God means I am, and that's the source of all fulfillment of all desire, it can also be what's holding you back. That can also be what's holding you back, because remember, God is going to give you what your heart desires. Whether it's good or whether it's bad, that's something that you have to figure out. So that's why I tell people all the time, like, if you see my journal, right? If you see my journal, I always say, you will never, I was literally telling somebody this. I'm like, yo, I can't remember the last time I said I am stressed, right? Without obviously saying it on this call, but like, consciously, where I said it, where like I was going through something and said, wow, I am this, I am stressed, I am sad. Like, I can't remember the last time, because my awareness has increased so much that those words don't even, I don't even accept those words in my vocabulary anymore. Like, if I'm gonna say I'm sad, I'm like no, like it's almost like saying a bad word on Mornings with Nano. Like, I know I can't come on Mornings with Nano and curse because there's kids on the call. I don't want to disrespect anybody. So if I feel a curse word coming, I'd rather just say another word instead of even saying anything close to that curse word, because I don't even want to say a low vibrational word. All low vibrational words, they no longer exist in my reality. I don't care how much I'm going through. I will never put I am and a low vibrational word after I am. I can't. I can't. So you got to understand this, all right? And look at what he says. God means I am the source of all fulfillment, all right? So this is super key that everybody understands. We're at the bottom right here, okay? This is, let me say, second, cultivate. He says, so the first thing was, let me see where it is, the first. The intense burning desire. Yes. The second was cultivate physical immobility. A physical incapacity, not unlike the state described by Keats. Yep, so this is good. All right, so we're at the bottom. It says, in fact, the greatest energies of the mind seldom break forth, save when the body is stilled and the door of the senses closed to the objective world. Okay, so what he's basically saying is that the best time for you to get into that state is in the morning. All right. And when you get to that level, the best energy is when you're what? In meditation. Okay. Mina talked about this yesterday. All right. Nobody does that stuff, right? Until you actually do it and you experience the beauties of meditation. That's what he's saying right there. Look, in fact, the greater energies of the mind seldom break forth, save when the body is stilled, right? Stilled, and the door of the senses closed to the objective world. Look, this is the objective world. They're closed. I don't see the objective world. I'm in the subjective world. Okay. And this is mad important that everybody understands this, guys. The third thing and last thing to do is experience in your imagination what you would experience in reality had you achieved the goal. Here we go again. What is this? What is that called right there, guys? Can anybody tell me what that's called? The third and last thing to do is to experience in your imagination what you would experience in reality had you achieved your goal. What is that? Where did we hear this before? Do you guys remember the chapter that we heard this before? Yes, live in the wish fulfilled. Yes, but there's a chapter that this specifically came from. Wish fulfilled. Yes, yes, yes. There you go. Tay Gotti got it. No, it's not chapter 4. It's chapter 5, if I'm not mistaken. The truth that sets you free, guys. Remember, that's it right there. Chapter 5, the truth that sets you free. That's what he just basically covered right there. Again, he's going to keep repeating it over and over and over and over again. Chapter 5, right? What is the truth that sets you free? All right, the truth that sets you free is that you can experience in imagination what you desire to experience in reality. And by holding this experience in imagination, your desire will become an actuality. All right. That's the key. So that's what he's saying right here. That's the third thing we got to do. All right, is experience in imagination what you experience in reality had you achieved the goal. That's what I tell you guys every day. Yo, how are you going to feel when you accomplish that goal? That's why the first thing we all must have is direction. Where do you want to go? What do you really, really want? If you're on this call and you don't know what you really want, you need to get off this call and you need to put 2 points. Put a point where you are and put another point where you want to go. What do you really want out of life? How do you want to live? What car do you want to drive? What do you want to do for your family? How much money do you want to earn? How much kids do you want to have? What places do you want to travel to? What is happiness to you? What is accomplishment to you? What does that look like to you? We need to get clear on what we want first. That's the most important. We must be clear on what we want first. Now, once we know what we want, I want you to put yourself in the experience that it already happened. What does it look like when you accomplish that goal? How does it feel? What are you going to feel when you accomplish that goal? You're going to feel blessed. You're going to feel excited. You're going to feel ecstatic. You're going to feel, just so filled with great energy because you accomplished that goal. So what he's saying is live in that feeling. Live in that feeling. You got to live there. You got to stay with it all the time. Now, listen, to cover that last sentence right there, the third and last thing to do is to experience in your imagination what you would experience in reality had you achieved the goal. Imagine that you possess a quality or something you desire, which Heathrow has not been yours. Surrender yourself completely to this feeling until your whole being is possessed by it. This state differs from reverie in this respect. Let me see what that means right there, really quick. Reverie definition. A state of being pleasantly lost in one's thoughts. This state differs from reverie, which is the state of being lost in one's thought. Okay, so that makes it. So you can't be lost in your thoughts. You have to be possessed by it. You got to be possessed by it. Okay. So it is the result of a controlled imagination and a steady, concentrated attention. Whereas reverie is the result of an uncontrolled imagination, usually just a daydream. It's done unintentional. A lot of people daydream. Trust me, I daydream still to this day. But are you intentional? All right. Are you intentional about your visualization? Do you wake up every morning, all right, and visualize? Do you wake up every morning and sit in the feeling of that wish fulfilled? Okay? For 5 minutes before the call started, right? I sat on my bed and I sat there in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Yes, thank you. I'm so thankful for this accomplishment. Everything is happening exactly as I said it would. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was focused on the feeling. So he said, as reverie is an uncontrolled imagination and usually just a daydream. All right. In the controlled state, a minimum of effort suffices to keep your conscious filled with the feeling of the wish fulfilled. The physical and mental immobility of this state is a powerful aid to voluntary attention and a major factor of minimum effort. The application of these 3 points, desire, physical immobility, and the assumption of the wish already fulfilled, is the way to at one moment or union with your objective. One of the most prevalent misunderstanding is that this law works only for those having a devout or a religious objective. This is fallacy. It works just as impersonally as the law of electricity works. It can be used for greedy, selfish purposes as well as noble ones. But it should always be born in the mind that ignoble thoughts and actions inevitably result in unhappy consequences. Okay. So this specific chapter right here was basically reminding us of the essentials we need in order for us to make this law work in our favor. Okay, just the essentials. What did he say? The burning desire. All right, he talked about the burning desire. All right, he also talked about the physical immobility and then the feeling of the wish fulfilled. That's what that chapter was about right there. Those 3 points. Spiritual teacher put it beautiful. Think of your thoughts like a chariot. You either learn to tame them, you either learn to tame your horses, or they will take you. That's a fact. I like that. Thank you for sharing that, Kenya. That was actually pretty good. You got to learn. That's very true. You got to learn how to control your thoughts, your imagination, what you're thinking about. This is so key, guys. That's why there needs to be a lot of deep work being done day in and day out. Every day there needs to be deep work being done with yourself, with your family, with with your inner being, because we need to get that attention right, that controlled imagination with a well-sustained attention. Okay, let me make sure everybody understands that. All right, a controlled imagination. What do we mean by that? A controlled imagination is something, is a picture, is an image of exactly what you want. An uncontrolled one is you want this, you want that, you want this, you want that. No, a controlled imagination, right? What do I always every day I mentioned to you guys the journal entry that I made on February 2nd, right? I'm driving down, Collins Avenue in my Rolls Royce Wraith, right? I make a U-turn on 183rd Street, right? That is my controlled imagination right there. I am in control. I have literally designed a whole thing. Like, not only am I driving, like I go from being in my penthouse to meditating on the beach to speaking on stages all over the world. Then in my imagination, I go to the Dominican Republic to give my mom and dad the keys to the house that I'm going to buy them. Like, I'm in my imagination is very controlled because I know exactly what I want. I know exactly what I want. So my imagination is controlled, right? So he says a controlled imagination and a well-sustained attention. A well-sustained attention means you got to keep it for a certain period of time where my attention doesn't divert. It's just here. That is just that image. Yes. Yes, here. Yes. That's what I want. Oh, I'm trying to get distracted. Nope. Right here. Right here. Right here. This is what I want. This is what I want to accomplish here, 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 here. And you got to keep it there for 10 minutes. Learn to keep it for 10 minutes, then 15 minutes, then 20 minutes. Get into it where you're doing this for even an hour. Like Mina said yesterday, bro, do it for an hour. Think about how dope that'll be. I haven't even got to an hour yet. I've done it before for an hour, but I haven't got to the point where I've done it for an hour straight every day. You know how powerful that is, guys? That's what this is about. That's what this is about. So desire, physical immobility means meditation. That's what he's saying. You got to do the meditation every day. He's giving us the sauce right here. Guys, but a lot of people are like, Nano, but how do I meditate? Guys, it's super simple. You could literally sit in Indian style like this, right? Sit in Indian style like this. Make sure your back is straight. Make sure your core, your core is straight. You're in a good solid place right here. Back, shoulders back. All right. Make sure you're solid. All right. Hands open, or you can do it like this to keep the energy locked. Hands open, either or. Do it and just close your eyes and breathe. And just focus on that breath for a little bit. And then you'll get to that state. And yes, you'll have thoughts. And yes, you'll think. And yes, but you have to fight through it. You got to get to the point where you can focus, where you can just be there still. And it's just you and your mind. Just you and your mind. I recommend, I know people are saying you could do it laying down. If you're going to do it laying down, not on your bed. Okay, because I know that when I do it laying down on my bed, I fall back to sleep. Sometimes, like, I get back into that sleeping state because my mind is programmed that when I do it laying down on my bed, I'm basically falling asleep. So you have to do it in a place where you're not gonna fall asleep. Do it on the floor, do it on the beach somewhere. Like I don't like to. I like to do it sitting down, because sitting down, I'm active. And sit there and just focus on that feeling and feel it. Like I like what I do is I start at the top right here, and I let the feeling of success just flow down my body, down my nose, down my neck, down my shoulders, through my arms. I feel it in my fingers, and then I go down my chest, down my stomach, into my legs, into my fingers, and I mean into my toes, everything. Like I feel it. I feel the feeling. I'm so deep in it, and I keep that feeling for a long time. I keep that feeling, and I keep it going in and out. And I hear the waves. And that's why I live on the beach, because the waves help me be a lot more in tune with the feeling of it, because I'm surrounded by nature. I'm surrounded by abundance. Every time that wave splashes, every time I hear those waves, that's the waves of abundance flowing in through me. Okay. And that's what it's all about. All right. And do your best to face east as well when you're meditating. Okay. You want to be facing east. Okay. So he's reminding us of the essentials. Okay. And to remember that. All right. And this is the reason why, is because if you think about it, if he would have just mentioned the power of assumption just one time in this book, at the beginning of the book, by this time we would have already forgot about it. He's mentioning it over and over and over again. Okay. He's mentioning it over and over and over again, so that way he's like, yo, you guys need to hear this. Like, I hope you guys are catching the message. Every chapter, this has been repeated. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's repeated on the same chapter that we're going to next, which is chapter 20. All right. So let's go to chapter 20, guys, so we can wrap it up here. All right. But chapter 20 is righteousness. All right. Now, for those who don't know what righteousness is, let's actually look it up so you guys can have a better understanding of it as well. Okay, righteousness definition. Let's see what. Let me see what it says right here. Righteousness is acting in accord with divine or moral law, free from guilt or sin, morally right or justifiable, justifiable righteous decision. It's living by the laws. That's what I see here. Right? It's a quality of being morally and justifiable. It's considered being righteous and upright. Yeah, it's just leading by example, not living a life of sin. Yeah, this book is definitely a life hack, 100%. But listen to this now. We're going to chapter 20 now. Remember, we started this book chapter 1. We're already 20 chapters in, and look, it's still talking about this. But let's get into it, right? So in the preceding chapter, righteousness was defined as consciousness of already being what you want to be. This is true psychological meaning, and obviously does not refer to the adherence to moral codes, civil law, and or religious precepts. You cannot attach too much importance to being righteous. In fact, the entire Bible is permeated with admonition and exhortations on this subject. Break off thy sins by righteousness. My righteousness I hold fast, and I will not let it go. My heart shall not reproach me so long as I live. My righteousness shall answer for me in time to come. Let's see what he says in the back about this. He says, very often the words sin and righteousness are used in the same quotation. This is a logical contrast of opposites and becomes enormously significant in the light of psychological meaning of righteousness and the psychological meaning of sin. Sin means to miss the mark. Let me highlight that. Sin means to miss the mark, not to attain your desire, not to be the person you want to be, is sinning. Listen to this. Make sure you guys are highlighting this, because this is going to be super powerful right here. Righteousness is the consciousness of already being what you want to be. It is changeless educative law that affects must follow causes. Only by righteousness can you be saved from sinning. There's a widespread misunderstanding as to what it means to be saved from sin. The following example will suffice to demonstrate this misunderstanding and to establish the truth. A person living in an abject poverty may believe that by means of some religious or philosophical, sorry, let me repeat that. A person living in abject poverty may believe that by means of some religious or philosophical activity, he can be saved from sin and his life improved as a result. If, however, he continues to live in the same state of poverty, it is obvious that what he believed was not the truth, and in fact, he was not saved. On the other hand, he can be saved by righteousness. The successful use of the law of assumption would have the inevitable result of actual change in his life. He will no longer live in poverty. He will no longer miss the mark. He would be saved from sin. That is so powerful right there, okay? The reason why this is so powerful is because if we go back to the top where I told you guys to start highlighting, where it says, all right, let me just go back up here really quick. Let me see something. Let me get you guys right here. So let me just show you guys right here. He said, sin means to miss the mark. All right. Sin means to miss the mark, not to attain your desire, not to be the person you want to be, is sinning. So think about it. So if you're not the person that you want to be, if you're not living up to the expectation that God has of each and every single one of us, we are sinning. Okay. If you're not keeping your word on what you say you're going to do, it's basically a sin. Because remember, you're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself. Every time you tell yourself that you're going to do something and you don't do it, you're lying to yourself. That's a sin. Think about how many people, right? That's what he's saying right here. He said it at the bottom. He said, let's study this really quick so we can make it understand. We can make it make sense a little bit. Sin means to miss the mark. Okay, not to attain your desire, not to be the person you want to be, is sinning. Righteousness is the consciousness of already being what you want to be. It is a changeless educative law that effects must follow causes. Only by righteousness can you be saved from sinning. Only through righteousness can you be saved from sinning, which means living in the state of the wish fulfilled saves you from sinning because you are living as the person that you want to be. Trust me, guys, don't even feel bad because we all sin. We all do it. Okay, we all miss the mark. It happens. Okay, but we need to be saved from it. We need to live in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. We need to master the law of assumption. You have to live in your purpose. Right now, I'm not sinning. You know why? Because I am living in the state of the wish fulfilled, right? This is what he's saying right here. Righteousness is the consciousness of already being what you want to be. I'm already what I want to be. The person I want to be would wake up at 6 a.m. and pour into his family. No problem. This is what I want to be. I want to be somebody that is serving each and every single day. I want to be serving my purpose. I want to be serving God's purpose on this earth. This is what I want to be. I'm not sinning right now. You know what would have been sinning? Going to sleep late. You know what? They'll be okay. I'll just cancel the call tomorrow. I'll just cancel the call tomorrow. I don't have to serve tomorrow. Let's not even worry about it. That would have been a sin. Because I come on these calls and I give you guys my word that I will do whatever it takes to show up, even if I'm going to sleep late, whatever it does, I'm going to show up. So it's about keeping your word. And then he gave us a breakdown. He said, there's a widespread misunderstanding as to what it means to be saved from sin. The following example will suffice to demonstrate this misunderstanding and to establish the truth. So let's listen to this truth. He said, a person living in abject poverty may believe that by means of some religious or philosophical activity, he can be saved from sin and his life improve as a result. Okay, that's a lot of people that we know live in this reality right here, the one that he just said. People that live in poverty, okay, people that don't have financial means, and they think that because of some religious or philosophical activity that they're going to be saved from sin. Okay, most people live like this, what he's going over right here. Most people live exactly what he's saying right here, is they live in that reality that they think that because they were struggling and because they're struggling financially, that just because of religion or just because of any philosophical activity, that everything is going to change. No, it's not going to change like that, right? This is what he's saying. He's saying his life is not gonna improve. He said, if, however, he continues to live in the same poverty, it is obvious that what he believed was not the truth. Right? So if he believed that his life was gonna change because of that and it didn't change, then we obviously know that wasn't the truth. Now, on the other hand, he can be saved by righteousness, which is what saved me, righteousness. That's what saved me from getting out of the hood, living where I live, traveling where I travel, having the mentors that I'm mentored by, right? It was through righteousness that I was saved from living in low income. Okay, that's what saved me, right? He says, on the other hand, he can be saved by righteousness. The successful use of the law of assumption would have inevitable result on actual change in his life. He will no longer live in poverty. He will no longer miss the mark. He would be saved from sin. So understand, look at what has happened to me. I've been saved from sin. Okay. I live in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. I accomplished the things that I wanted to accomplish. All right. And I don't miss the mark. I'm connected with God more than I've ever been connected. You guys heard my story about the passport and the thing that happened with my flight and how that all happened. Guys, that was all God. That was all God taking those footsteps. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know how I was going to get that passport. God helped me get that passport. I've been saved. I've understood this on a different level. And because I do, my life is changing because I live in the feeling. I live in the feeling every single day. Every single day. Rain or shine, snow or sleet, fire or ice. Nano is here because of righteousness. I got to do it every day. The thing is that people tell me, Nano, how are you so consistent? Guys, I've been practicing my consistency 3 years ago. I was practicing my consistency when I was broke. You got to understand that the reason why people look at me now and they're like, Nano, how are you so consistent? How can you wake up every day? I was doing it when I was making $600 a month. I was being consistent when I was playing baseball, and I already been doing this for years. I've been developing my consistency for years. I've been developing my consistency. I remember I played baseball. I had practice every morning. I couldn't miss practice. I was the captain of the team. When you're the captain of a team, if anything, you got to be the first one at practice. I can't miss. That's the way I look at it. Mornings with Nano, my morning routine, I look at it as practice. I already did it my whole life. I'm like, I can't miss practice. I already know the consequence. I literally treat it like if I'm back playing baseball, I'm like, yo, if I miss practice, my coach is going to punish me. He's going to make me run the whole practice. I'm done for. I'm done for if I miss practice. I'm not a leader if I miss practice. I'm not the captain of my team if I miss practice. The captain of a team doesn't miss practice. Tom Brady doesn't miss practice. LeBron James does not miss practice. Michael Jordan did not miss practice. Yes, I remember, brother. You don't miss practice. You can't miss practice. Because when the game comes, those that practice best will determine who actually wins. That's what I love. When the game of life hits people, you notice who actually has been practicing and who hasn't been practicing. Because they get exposed in the game. The game is life. They always say this game of life, right? Well, are you practicing before? Because that's what I'm doing. I'm like, yo, I got to practice my emotional intelligence. I got to practice my visualization. I got to keep my vision clear. These are all things that I'm practicing. I got to read. I got to meditate. I got to go to the gym. I got to practice because when the game comes, I got to be ready. If I'm not ready, I lose. If I lose, I don't get the results. If I don't get the results, my family doesn't eat. If I don't get the results and I don't play the game, nobody's going to want to pick Nano. My age is 27. 27. Can't miss practice for nothing in the world. You got to treat it the same exact way, guys. You can't miss practice. You know what's your practice? Your morning routine every morning. The time spent with yourself is your practice. And you practice every day while in season and off season. Practicing doesn't stop. You got to show up. That's what my coach used to always tell me. You got to show up, Torres. He used to call me Torres. You got to show up, Torres. You got to be here every day, Torres. First one and last one. You want to be the captain of this team, you got to be an example. You got to be the first one on the field. You got to be the last one off the field. You got to come early to make sure that everything is ready for the team, and you got to leave late. You got to leave last because you got to make sure that everything is ready for tomorrow. You want this responsibility? This is what it comes with. First one on the field, last one off the field. You can't miss practice. You can't miss a gym. You have to lead by example. This is what it takes to be a leader in life. This is what it takes to be a leader in life. Guys, do not miss your practice. Can't miss it for nothing in the world. And that's what he's telling us here. Okay? And that's what I did. That's how I got out of my situation. I was missing practice a lot and I was stuck. I was missing practice for too long. I'm like, Nano, this is so easy, Nano. Like, you just don't have to miss practice. That's what I said to myself because I was stuck for so long. I was stuck for so long because, yes, I wanted to be successful, but I was missing practice. I was missing my morning routine. I wasn't serious about it. So when the games came, people were embarrassing me. I was being embarrassed because what do they say? If you don't learn how to play the game will play you. That was one of the quotes that changed my life. They told me, Nano, if you don't learn how to play the game is going to play you. That's what they literally told me. They said, learn how to play the game. Learn to play the game. Understand the game. Because you got to think about it like a sport. Think about it like a sport. Let's all think about a sport that we're all very familiar with. Right now is the NBA Finals. Let's use basketball as an example, right? Let's say you show up to a basketball court. You don't know how to shoot a basketball. You don't know how to dribble. You don't know how to play defense. You don't know how to do a layup. You don't know how to do anything. If you get put in a game with a bunch of people that know how to play the game, what is going to happen? Just think about it like that. Let's say you don't know how to do any of those things, and then you get put in the game. You get picked like, yo, bro, we need an extra person over here. Okay, can you come play? And you're playing 3-on-3s, and out of the 6 people, you're the only one that doesn't know how to play. You're gonna go in there and you're gonna get embarrassed. You can't shoot, you can't dribble. So if you can't shoot, you can't score. If you can't dribble, you can't move around. Okay, if you can't play defense, everybody's gonna score on you. And if you can't even do a simple layup, you're not gonna be able to score. So the game is over. You lost. You lost. We can't use you. We can't use you. Okay, because you don't know how to play the game. And the reason why so many people fail is because they never learn how to play the game. This is the reason why right here. So you know what I dedicated myself to learning the game. I thought about it like baseball. I'm like, Nano, you got to think about it like a baseball game. That's what I did with network marketing. I said, Nano, think about it like baseball, all right? In baseball, you got to know how to throw the ball. You got to know how to play defense, how to catch a ground ball. You got to know how to hit. You got to know how to catch. You got to know how to do a bunch of stuff, right? So I said, all right, what are the things you need to learn how to do in network marketing? Okay, what are the skills you need in network marketing? Well, you need to learn how to invite. You need to learn how to edify. You need to learn how to promote. You need to know how to present. You need to know how to, how to close prospects. You need to know your social media. And that's what I did. And I literally tell people this all the time. I'm like, bro, I literally took my baseball mindset, my baseball mentality, and I applied it to the business. And I said, okay, I need to know how to do these things. Now I'm going to work on these things every day. This is my practice every day. Every day I got to prospect. Every day I have to, I have to close deals. Every day I got to present the business. Every day I got to invite. Every day. And every day I would show up to practice to work on my skills. And I was just working on my skills every day. I didn't care if people said no. I didn't care if people didn't show up to my prospects, to my prospect calls. I didn't care if I jumped on a closing call and they didn't sign up. The point was that I was practicing, because think about it. If we're in shooting practice, if we go shoot, not every single ball goes in, right? If we're at shooting practice, not every ball I shoot is going to go in. I understand that, right? Not every deal I get on the phone with is going to close. Not every person I invite is going to sign up. Not everybody I present the business to is going to enroll right there. Okay, so I would do this every single day. I would work on the skills. I would work on them every day. Every day. I didn't care. Remember, guys, I didn't care about the result. What I was doing was refining my skills. I was working on my jump shot. I was working on my layup. I was working on my dribbling with my both hands. I was working on playing defense. I was working on rebounding. I was working on my areas. And I'm like, okay, now I'm a good player. Now you can pick me and I can shoot the ball. Now I can play defense. Now I can dribble. Now I can do everything. Now I can score. And because I can score, all right, we can win the game. The reason why you guys are not winning the game is because you don't know how to score. You don't know how to win. You don't know the game. And this game is hard. Just like a profession is hard. Think about it. How many people grew up playing basketball, baseball, football, soccer, any sport, and how many of them are actually professionals? I know I grew up with thousands and thousands of people, and I know only like 3 or 4 people that actually made it professionally. Actually, a little bit more than that. But out of thousands, less than 10 made it. Less than 10 made it. Out of the thousands of people that I personally know, less than 10 made it. There were people that made it that I taught them what's up. I taught them how to work. Look at how life works. There was a friend of mine that made it to the major leagues for the Houston Astros. And I was the number 1 pitcher of the team, and he was the number 2 pitcher. And I used to be the one that used to teach him how to work, and this is how you do it. And he made it, and I didn't. Look at how life works. We went on 2 different paths. I got hurt. He kept going. He made it. I got hurt. I got into entrepreneurship, and now we're here. That's how this works. You got to know the game. You got to know the game. Don't let the game play you. Learn to play the game yourself. Once you learn, like, look, guys, you could put me anywhere in the world and I'm going to kill it. Anywhere you could put me and I'm going to kill it. You know why? Because I'm ready. I'm prepared. I have enough practice. You could put LeBron James in any basketball court in the world and he's going to score. You know why? Because he's practiced so many times. You could put me on any baseball fields right now and I could play catch, I could throw, I could run, I know how to do everything. Any baseball field right now. Can I do it on a professional level? Probably not yet. But if you trained me to do it, I could. So this is what I want you all to understand, is that you got to understand this main concept right here. You got to know the skills. And that's what he's saying. If you want to get out, like, yes, it's cool. You can sit there and you can think about it. You can visualize it. But if faith without work is dead. Faith without work is dead. You got to develop the skills. The skills is the key. Once you develop the skills, everything else follows. Okay, so the last paragraph right here, so we could wrap it up on page 71. This last paragraph, let's just finish it off so we could do it, right? He says, scribes and Pharisees mean those who are influenced and governed by outer appearances, the rules and customs of society in which they live, the vain desire to be thought well of by other men. This is a big problem right here. Right? People who are influenced and governed by outer appearance, the rules and customs of society in which they live, and the vain desire to be thought well by other men. Look, I'll tell you guys right now, the biggest breakthrough I had is when I stopped caring about what other people think about me. That was one of the biggest breakthroughs I ever had in life, was when I stopped caring about what others were going to think about me. That's when my whole life changed. To be to be 100% honest with you guys, one of the reasons my life changed was when I stopped caring about what others would say about me. I didn't care what the neighbor had to say about me. I didn't care about what this person had to say. My mom, my family, my friend, my parents' friends, my old school friends, my co-workers. I didn't care what anybody had to say about me. You want to make fun of me? You want to call me what you want to call me? It's okay. I don't care. You can call me what you want to call me. I don't care. I really don't care at all. Okay? I really don't care. You can say what you want to say about me. Okay? You're not going to be the one that gives me the money to retire my mom and dad. You're not going to be the one that helps me break the generational curses. So I don't care about your opinion. I don't care. It's that simple. I really just didn't care at all what anybody had to say about me. Oh, Nano, you're crazy, bro, that, you're doing network marketing and you have a degree. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care what you have to say. Like, stop saying it. But Nano, you're going crazy, bro. You should be working on yourself. You should go get a job. Like, you're struggling financially. When my parents' friends used to come over, like, yo, your son is 24 years old, 25 years old, and he's not helping you pay for the bills. You guys are, they call them in Spanish apoyadores. I don't know how to say it in English. Apoyadores is basically, parents that don't put their foot down. They just let the kids do kind of whatever they want type things, right? They used to tell my mom and dad that my parents are just letting me do whatever I want. They were just saying that I was walking all over my parents, right? I was walking all over my parents because I'm 24, 25 years old, and my parents' friends, their kids are paying for the bills. They're helping out in the house. They're helping with the rent. But I was 24, 25 years old, and I was broke. That's what they were telling my parents. They were telling my parents that they were pushovers, that I was an enabler and stuff like that. That I was just enabling the behavior. That they was enabling my behavior. That they were pushovers because I was a 20. Which is, if you think about it, if you really sit down and think about it, guys, coming from a Hispanic background, coming from a Dominican family, Come on, bro. You're 24 years old, 25 years old. You're not providing for the family. You're not even helping with the bills, not even with the rent, not with the groceries. Somebody's gonna say something to you. Let's be honest, right? If you're in a Hispanic, if you're under any household in reality, right? In any household, your son is 24, 25, and he's not helping out with none of the bills, bro. And I didn't care what they had to say, though. I used to tell my mom and dad, I used to be like, Mom and Dad, I know you guys are frustrated with me. You don't know how many conversations I had to have with my mom and dad to tell them, like, yo, look, I know you guys are frustrated. I know I don't have much right now. All right. But I'm telling you, I'm going to make it. Mom, Dad, I'm going to make it. We're going to be millionaires. I'm going to change all of our lives. I'm telling you. Just believe in me. Just trust me. I know it doesn't look like it right now. I know it's not clear right now, but we're going to make it. And the thing is, guys, we still haven't made it. All right. Yes. Do I pay for bills now? And do I take care of a lot at home now? And I take care of my mom and dad's phone and a ton of stuff. And yes, I do a lot. Right. But it's still not done, though, yet, because they still not in that house in the Dominican Republic. 2-story house with 6 figures in the bank. So think about it. I'm still working towards that. So I still haven't completed that yet. In the spiritual, every day is completed, but now it's time for it to catch up in the objective world. Okay, but you cannot care what others say about you. You can't, because if you buy their opinion, you buy their lifestyle. But look at what he says. He says, in vain desire to be thought well by other men. Unless this state of mind is exceeded, your life will be one of limitation. So if you allow yourself to let other people take control of you, you will live a life of limitations, because that's what they're doing. They're installing their limits on you. You don't know how many times people tell me, no, there's no way you're going to do that. How are you going to be able to live on the beach, bro? You come from Washington Heights. How are you going to do that? How are you going to earn 6 figures from your home and phone? Nobody believed it. Nobody thought it was true until I went out and did it, right? Unless this state of mind is exceeded, your life will be a limitation, a failure to attain your desires, of missing the mark of sin. This righteousness is exceeded by true righteousness, which is always the consciousness of already being that which you want to be, that which you're going to be. One of the greatest pitfalls is attempting to use the law of assumption. One of the greatest pitfalls in attempting to use the law of assumption is focusing your attention on things, on a new home, a better job, a bigger bank balance. This is not the righteousness without which you die in your sin. Righteousness is not the thing itself. It is the consciousness, the feeling of already being the person. That's what they say. It's not about what you get. It's about what you become. Being the person you want to be, of already having the thing you desire. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be good. No, and all these things shall be added on to you. Matthew verse 6, chapter 33. If I said that right. The kingdom, entire creation of God, your I am, is within you. Righteousness is the awareness you already possess it all. This is the key. This is the key right here. You got to get this done. Righteousness is not being the thing itself. It is the consciousness, the feeling of already being the person you want to be. That's the key. Matthew chapter 6, verse 33. There it is. And that's why I want you guys to see, like, he uses the Bible verses to remind us that this is all connected to the word. Tomorrow we got chapter 21 and 22, free will and persistence. Oof, those are going to be good chapters. Good chapters right there. But look, guys, that's what this is about right here. take what I went over today and really take it home with you. Like, take it home with you, because I'm telling you, this is the stuff that has changed my life forever. This information right here, understanding this information on a different level, is what has allowed me to get to where I'm at today and where I'm going in the future. Right now, all I'm doing is creating the future. Right now, all I'm doing is practicing for the future. Remember, guys, every call that I do is practice. Why you think I could go up there in front of 10,000 people and speak so confidently? Why you think I could do that? Is because of all the practice I've done on these calls. All the practice I've done on these calls, that's what prepared me to speak on stages where there's thousands of people. I've spoken on stages with 4,000 people, 5,000, 7,000, 10,000 people in the arena. But why you think I was prepared when the game showed up? Because of all the practice that I've done on these calls. I was ready. I wasn't even nervous. Yeah, you get a little butterflies, but I wasn't even nervous because I'm like, bro, I've been ready for this. I've been waiting for this. This is what I've been waiting for. It's for me to be able to put myself in a position to do those things. This is what I'm practicing for. Practice every day, guys. Practice every day. And you're going to see the things will start to show up in your life like that. Boom, boom, here. God will just start to, the moment you get in line and the moment you get in that vibration, God will just go like this. Here, this is what you wanted. Yes, here. You wanted to travel. You wanted this for your family. You want this. Boom. He'll just start to give because of all that you've given. But because you didn't miss the mark. That's the biggest thing that I'm going to take with me today from everything that he said. I'll take the 3 things that we need, obviously. He talked about the burning desire, the physical immobility, all right, and the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and not missing that mark. Can't miss the mark. You can't miss the mark, fam. I know this morning I didn't miss the mark. You guys this morning didn't miss the mark. But make sure that you're not missing the mark at all with yourself every day. All right, fam. So if you guys got value from today's call, put a 3 in the chat box. We're going to wrap it up right there. Got to start getting ready. I got to go to the gym actually right now. I'm so sore from yesterday. You ready, bro? Yeah. About to go to the gym. And then we have our meeting after that, which I'm excited for. So I appreciate you guys so much for hopping on. I'm going to do a quick prayer for us. Another thing, yesterday I got asked to say prayer at dinner in front of the whole organization. And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. But if I didn't practice so much on these calls, right, I would never be ready for that moment right there. But since I practice every day, I'm like, I almost said, nah, I'm good, bro. I don't want to do it. But then I was like, bro, I do it every morning in front of hundreds of people. Why not do it here in front of, 30 people, and I was asked to do it in front of everybody in person, which is a little bit, but I killed it. It was so dope. And I'm just so grateful. But quick shout out, quick prayer. And let's wrap it up, guys. Everybody bow your heads. Let's pray. Father God, thank you so much for blessing us with this beautiful Tuesday morning that we get a chance to wake up and just serve your purpose, God. We're just here and we're becoming better versions of ourselves each and every single day. And, today's message really hit home. You really went over some incredible stuff for us. You reminded us of the essentials that we needed in order for us to get to where we want to go. Just in case any of us forgot, we were reminded today. But then you talked to us about righteousness and sinning and, saving ourselves from it by not missing the mark. And look, God, if I've missed the mark this year, I want you to, forgive me for missing the mark this year. And anyone who's on this call, forgive them for missing the mark. But from this point moving forward, God, like after you breaking this down for us the way that you've done, we don't want to miss the mark because we understand the consequences that come with missing the mark. And we understand that we got to show up each and every single day, regardless of our, circumstances on the outside, regardless of what other people are saying about us. we got to continue to show up, Father. So we appreciate you so much for always guiding us. We appreciate you so much for always protecting us. There's nobody better than you, God. And I am just so thankful that we have a leader like you in our life, guiding us through this whole entire journey. Just thank you, thank you, thank you. Continue to give us the strength and the determination that we need to show up each and every single day. Keep us strong, heal us of any diseases, of any things that don't align with us. Eliminate people in our lives that are not aligned with our desires, and only put the right people in our life, because that's the only thing we deserve, God. So we appreciate you so much. We love you so much. Let's go out there and have a blessed day. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. 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 All right. So with that being said, that wraps up today's call. Great prayer, great everything. Amen. Amen. We got big, big things coming for the family. I hope all of you guys are truly enjoying these calls. And just get ready. Tomorrow's chapters are going to be super powerful. I open up the call at 9 o'clock. By 9:10, 9:15, we're starting. 9:10, 9:15. We're going, and tomorrow's chapters are powerful. Free will and persistence. Persistence is going to be a good one, because remember, persistence is the ability to go from failure to failure without losing the energy, without losing the enthusiasm, fam. So I love you guys so much. I hope you guys have a blessed rest of your day. Don't forget the essentials. Don't forget to hit your mark and continue to be great, fam, because we are all great. I love you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow on Mornings Veneno. God bless. Love you guys. Appreciate